No flipping way. What's up, everybody? Today, Will and I are going to be talking to you guys about how you can get involved in some of the top NFT projects that you're priced out of. So, for an example, we're going to be going through Cyberkongz, which currently have a pretty pricey floor, with the Genesis Kongs being around, 115 ETH. We have the
Oh,
baby.
wow, that just jumped to 125.
Oh,
Sorry to like,
wow. Okay, never mind. 125 ETH. We got the babies, I think, sitting, 7.6, 7.7 ETH. And then we have the VX, which are around, I think, 1.3. Yeah, 1.3 ETH, which is so, 1.3 doesn't sound like much, but that's still a little over $4,000, I think, at the moment. So if you're
yep,
brand new to
definitely
NFTs but
500.
don't have a ton of ETH, then we're going to help you guys, figure out a way that you can get involved in some of these projects and work on growing your ETH stacks.
Yeah, so we're going to just be talking about the banana token, which is by far the easiest entry into the Cyberkongz ecosystem. If you're not aware, Genesis Kongs produce 10 banana per day. There's still baby Kongs that need to be minted, and those can be minted for 600 banana per day. And with those baby Kongs, you also get a VX Kong. So there's some appeal there to mint a baby because you might get a rare baby, and you might also get a rare Cyberkongz VX, which is the voxel version of Cyberkongz that'll be playable in the sandbox. And so if you get a legendary VX, those are easily going to fetch you far more than the bananas that you bought to mint the baby Kongs and the VX models. So the idea here is using the banana token, you can swing trade the highs and the lows. And there's just a few tips and tricks that we were going to cover to kind of make it easier for you to understand what's a potentially profitable trade. Obviously, right now, the Cyberkongz ecosystem is growing, and with that, the banana token is increasing in value. So I'm just on the Cyberkongz homepage. I'm going to go to, the about page. At the very bottom, there is this, where's the contract address? And you can get the contract address for the banana token. It kicks you into Etherscan. And right here, this is the banana contract address that you're going to need. So the other tool we'll be using is Dex Tools. It's dextools.io/app. And when you search for the token, for the banana token, you see we have the WETH banana trading pair. Previously, bananas were traded on Uniswap. So there's a couple of there, but now it has all switched over. All the liquidity is provided on SushiSwap. And so if we open up the WETH banana SushiSwap pool, we can see that, wow, bananas are doing pretty well. And the other thing to note here is that bananas are fluctuating quite a bit.
A lot.
So like even this right here, this is a huge spike. So the idea is buy low, sell high. And so if you have, say like an ETH to play with, I mean, that would obviously be ideal. You wouldn't want to just dump that into a Cyberkong VX because it just spiked again. Some people are buying up bananas right now, it seems. So anyways, the idea is you don't want to have to buy a Cyberkongz VX and then wait a long time for those to rise in value. You can definitely be increasing your ETH stack just by trading the bananas in the liquidity pool. So there's a couple of things I want to point out. Right now, we're looking at the banana USD chart. And so it's showing us here that $60.60 is what the current price of one banana is. You can toggle that over to the banana ETH chart. And this is the preferred chart that I like to use because it shows you the ratio between your ETH and your and how much banana you can get for your ETH. And so in my mind, I don't really care what the USD value is I just am trying to grow my ETH stack. And so I want to know what the ratio between ETH and bananas is. So here you can see like this would be a great time to sell potentially. Let's see, what else do we need to cover for this? I mean, you can kind of see the log of like what people have been buying and selling. So like some of it is delayed. It doesn't quite update automatically, but I
Oh,
guess what
briefly touch on the time aspect. So right now you currently have it set to 15 minutes. So you can
right.
toggle that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to like a real zoomed in view here, you can drop it down to 1 minute, and because of like how much the wow, someone are people just anyways, people are buying bananas. Basically over the time intervals, the banana chart does not move like consistently, like because it's a liquidity pool. So it requires someone to either buy into bananas or sell out of bananas to pull the liquidity out or to make any kind of price action movements. So let's just pull up the sushi swap. I already have it open. Sometimes there's like a little link in it. Oh, is it this right here? Nope, nope. Anyways, you can go to sushi swap. You just grab your token address.
That's the same one from Etherscan, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I think I've got it right here. You would just go in with the same address that we used in Dex Tools. You can paste it in the 90B3B, and that shows you the banana token is active. So like you would be able to click this. I've already got it active, so I'm good to go. But you know, crazily enough, the Kongz produce 10 bananas a day, which at this current price is $605, which that is
Every single
good.
day, which is pretty crazy.
Every single day. So what did we do? We didn't we do 365, so you get 3,650 bananas. That's a lot of ETH.
That is a lot just for owning a Kongz right now.
Yep. So they are definitely cranking out some bananas, and you know, they're expensive. What I wanted to talk about though with this is, you know, the price impact is visible down here. So if you're buying 10 bananas, you're going to have a minus 0.326% price impact. If you buy 100, 0.55. If you buy 600, it starts to change colors, and it's like, okay, you're now going to have a more significant price impact on the liquidity pool. You know, the more bananas you buy, the greater you're going to cause a big change in price in the pool. That's just because when you provide liquidity for these pools, you're providing both ETH and bananas as like a paired combo. And so if one goes up, the other one must go down. The further they get out of whack, the larger impact you have on the pool.
One thing I didn't realize when I first started was, you know, if you were to buy 10 bananas right now, it would cost you how much again, Will? Like 0.17. But if you wanted to sell 10 bananas right now, you would only receive, oh wow, it's the exact same.
Well, so this is where the price impact comes into play. Right? I mean, if you're buying 600 bananas, it costs you 10.7. If you want to dump 600 bananas, you only get 10.3. So the more bananas you dump, the less desirable of a rate you're going to get, because you're impacting the pool more.
The pool, okay.
So 600 is a common number that's bought and sold because that's how many you need for the Cyberkongz baby. But if we let's see, what else did we need to cover?
We wanted to go over tracking the banana price. So like getting updates on, you know, when it might be a good time to buy or a good time to sell.
Right. So there is a good tool you can use if you're using the contract address. You can use Etherscan, but I like to use ETHplorer. It's just my preferred method. Basically, you log in, then you go to my addresses /transactions, and you can add an address, paste the same token contract for the banana token up here. You can add a little tag. I've already got mine added, just called it Nanners. And what that does is gives you the ability to get some notifications on it. So you can get email notifications, and you can link in your Telegram application on your phone, and it'll basically send you a little message saying, hey, this many bananas was bought on the liquidity pool, or this many bananas was sold. So if you're using a small amount of ETH and someone goes in and buys 600, it might produce a large enough impact in the pool that you can make somewhat of a profitable trade. I think one thing I will cover as well, as far as profitable trading goes, here's an example of a trade I did 7 hours ago. It lasted 2 hours. And so I'll just pull these transactions up real quick just to kind of show an example of like what I mean by buying it low and selling it high. I had been watching the price of banana for a couple of days, was kind of getting a good feel on what seems reasonable. Another way you can do that is looking at the price of bananas. So currently 600 gives you 10.7. A rule of thumb that I've been using is it's about 500 bananas for a baby and 100 bananas for a VX. And so right now you can see that this is quite out of whack compared to the 1.3 VX floor that we talked about earlier. So obviously you're paying a premium at this point when you're going to get an incubator. So even for the,
but some people don't really care about that too, because they have the chance at pulling a rare baby and a rare VX. So, it's kind of one of those, are you willing to pay that extra price for the chance of pulling a rare
right. You're paying a premium for the lottery aspect of it, and the chance to get a legendary VX and a rare baby. So here you can see it's 10.7 for 600, which would give you an asset both of the baby Kongs, which is at 7.6, and 1.3 floor for the Cyberkongz VX. So if you got super unlucky, you're kind of stuck holding those, unless if you want to just sell them for a loss and maybe you go in and buy more bananas and try again. I don't know. It kind of just depends on what your strategy is. But back to the trade that I was talking about earlier. Here you can see that for 4.6 ETH, I was able to buy 300 bananas, and then a couple hours later, it spiked up, and then I was able to sell 270 bananas for 4.55. So I basically put in money and then got my exact same amount ETH stack out, except I was able to retain 30 bananas. Taking a look at like what that would look like in terms of profitability, like that trade using 5 ETH was able to net me a 0.52 ETH gain. And so I'm going to be kind of trading this liquidity, can't speak right now. I'm going to be trying to trade this liquidity pool over the next course of a couple of days and see if I can grow this up to a larger stack of bananas. So that'll be kind of fun to see if that's how that works out. But I mean, it's definitely possible. If 100 or so is more than enough to get you to a cost of a VX, and I made 30 in the course of, what was that, 2 hours. I mean, if you're watching the liquidity pool and whatever, you're going to be able to find some good entrance points and then some exits. A lot of that also too, you want to be tapped into the community. So joining their Discord, following them on Twitter. If there's some bullish news that gets put out there, or if like there's an announcement that might be around the corner, you might want to load up on some bananas, because there's a chance that people might rush in to buy some bananas. So back to this though, with the ETHplorer, that's ethplorer.io. You can add your email and your Telegram, and that will basically track that liquidity pool, and it'll send you a notification. So if you see like a big banana purchase, that might not necessarily tell you right away that that's a good time to buy or to sell. You would have to go check how that impacted the pool, but it at least gives you like very up-to-date notifications on like what's going on. So another example is I use the same method for Pox Ash, which is if you burn one of his A Cube NFTs, you're getting a certain amount of Ash in return for it. And so, yeah, I just use it as an indicator, and it's worked pretty well to kind of slowly build up, a holding of those tokens while still retaining some of my my initial play money that I'm using to kind of try and build that up.
Yeah, so obviously a big thing here is the project has to have some sort of liquidity pool or token that they use, which not every project does, but for the ones that do, it's a great way to get a cheap entry point and work on building your ETH stack.
Yeah, I think the only other ones that come to mind are Subdux and and I think it's Distopunks.
And
I'm
then
not
Cool Cats will
familiar.
be doing milk soon.
Oh yes, and Cool Cats will be doing milk. So there will definitely be opportunities to do this kind of trading within any of the pools. I guess another thing too is in TradingView, sometimes you can get the token to show up, and then you can go in and like here is like a more in-depth chart, and you can go in and actually use the alert feature. So I've got like some Ash ETH alerts active. So like if it increases by more than 15%, TradingView is going to send me a ping, and that is by far the fastest way to get a notification. So you can go in and actually beat all the other people to the liquidity pool to go sell as soon as somebody buys in a big bunch, and or to buy a big bunch as soon as somebody dumps a lot. So the main thing that I would just take away from this is you don't necessarily want to focus on the USD value of the bananas. I think it's by far, sorry, this is an old chart.
Right. If you're just now getting into NFTs and the Ethereum cryptocurrency, obviously the USD value won't do you much good. And it's important to focus on the ETH value because that's what's going to help you eventually, find entry points into various other projects.
Yeah, definitely. You want to focus on your ETH stack growing and less on your USD value going up. At least that's my tactic that's been working out so far for the short term. And then, I don't know, maybe that changes in the future.
Yeah, if y'all found this video useful, please drop a like, consider subscribing, leave any comments if y'all have any questions or anything else y'all want us to cover, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Yeah, peace.